Classic interview number 54. We're here with Bad Lad, all the
Yo.
way from England. What's it like flying over here? I know you had issues
Yeah,
with the fucking
I
airline.
mean, right now with COVID and stuff, it's as stressful as it gets. We had to do. Well, you out here, you have this thing called an attestation form. I think that's how you pronounce it.
I've never even heard of
So
that. I don't even know what
like,
the fuck that is.
All the other countries, because we've been traveling. We did some of the European tour with Darky, and we recently went to Prague. And for all, I'm pretty sure all like countries in Europe, you've got to do this passenger locator form, which is kind of easier, but still a pain in the ass. But and the attestation form you got to do is literally just a document you have to sign to get into the United States. So but that bit was piss easy. But then they wanted to do. I had to get pre-departure COVID tests. I had to get fucking. I had to sort insurance. I mean, it's kind of normal. And then Delta fucked up my trip like crazy. They wouldn't like I was on the phone with them for like 5 hours.
Yeah, that's what I saw on your Instagram
Oh,
story.
it's crazy.
What happened?
Hey, make sure this don't go out until I've come back to the UK.
Also, Delta's going to hold you at the airport
I
and
said
shit.
to my guy, I was like, yeah, let's not talk shit about Delta until we get back. But yeah, no, Delta, just long. Like they made like a whole like robot like service thing that can help you, and it just doesn't fucking work.
Oh, it never works.
Yeah,
well,
it's
you
like,
guys don't
go
have
to
you
this
guys don't have
page, and then
robot
that
people in
page
the
is
UK?
just like the home page of Delta, and it's like, okay, cool, thanks. That didn't do anything. But yeah.
You guys don't got like the robo fucking call centers in the UK? Or you
Yeah,
guys actually talk to real people?
Yeah, we got them, but I mean, I think they're all like, I think we like get them all based out in India though. I don't know if that's the same over here, but like.
Oh yeah, no,
we're always
a
gonna
lot
get-
of it goes out to India,
Yeah,
and then it's like they can't fucking help you at all. It's just like, bruh.
yeah.
But shit, at least you got that shit sorted out. You're over here. How long is the flight? I've never even.
It was 8 hours. Yeah, it was alright. I've done worse. I went to LA before when I went to go meet Darky before.
Oh, so this isn't your first time in America?
No, I've been into America once before, and that was for 3 days in Long Beach with Darky like 2-3 years ago. And then yeah, and that was it. But that was just on business shit. I ended up getting actually stranded in Texas on the way here. I had to do like a pit stop in Texas, and then a changeover flight from Texas to LA, and they stopped me at the fucking border, and questioned me, and because they thought I was touring. Because I was like, I to be honest, it was the first time going to America. I wasn't ready for like some dude to come up to me like, why are you here? What you know? And I was on some like ESTA visa shit, and which means obviously you can't like, it's to do with tax and shit. And they thought I was touring, and they ended up missing my flight, so I was stranded in Houston, Texas, for a night when I was like 18, and then I ended up getting to Darkies, and I only spent like 3 days there, so I barely got to experience America. So
Word.
yeah.
You've been here. How long you been here?
We've been here. Oh my god, we've been here like 2.5 weeks now. We stayed up in upstate New York. Now we're down in the city, and yeah.
Why do you initially come over to New York to begin with? Like, what brought you over here?
Well, I've been friends with an artist called Biv for a long time.
Mhm.
He's up and coming in our trap metal scene, whatever we got going on here. And yeah, we've been friends for a long time. I've supported him through a lot of shit. He supported me through a lot of shit. And we said we'd meet one day, and I thought, fuck it, I'm gonna go to America. I'm gonna meet Biv. And then we managed to line stuff up, with everyone else, and we've got loads of stuff planned while we're out here.
Word. So you just been kind of out here working.
Yeah, I mean, well, when I was Biv, it was like work every day. But when we're staying out here, it's like it's a lot more of like a chilled out vibe, which I rate. It's fine.
Yeah,
it's completely fine.
yeah.
But we do just be smoking all day, and that's lit in itself because I'm just like chilling out in New York. But I need to get let's get back to work now.
Yeah, you gotta do something while you're out here.
You know what I mean? No, we've got a lot of shit done, a lot of shit planned. It actually did line up that we came here a few days early, so we've had a lot of time to just kind of chill out. But now we're gonna get.
Yeah, you're going to California after this though.
Yeah.
So what do you like? Long Beach versus New York. Aside from the weather, because it's fucking cold over here.
Yeah,
it's not like that all the time.
It's cold right now, but I trust that in the summer this probably like is fucking lit.
Yeah,
But,
definitely.
yeah, no, I can imagine. But yeah, no, the winter it's been nice experiencing like extreme cold for the first time, but I wouldn't want to come back again and experience it again.
But this is extreme cold, dude.
Well, I mean, the UK.
It don't get that cold over there.
The most you get in the UK is like, I mean, we're talking Celsius, so
Yeah.
pop up some shit on the screen here. Like in the UK, we're getting like maybe 1-2 degrees Celsius. Like in the winter kind of shit. Like
Yeah.
you might go a bit lower than that. But like out here we had like -16 the other day, and that shit hurt my face. Like it hurt.
It's crazy out here.
But yeah, Long Beach was really nice. We went at a good time then. But again, like I barely got to experience it. We just went, shot the video for Punk, and then I had to leave straight away. So, yeah, me and Darky we hadn't even had like an actual just like conversation together.
Yeah.
So, coming back, and spending time on tour with him and spending time here with him has been great too, because we've actually just managed to be friends for the first time. Like proper friends. So that's cool.
What do you like about America versus the UK? Like, how are the music scene out here? How is the music scene out here versus the music scene out there
it's
too?
Massive difference to where I'm at in London, man. Because the London scene is so like it's in its like infancy, right? There's not a lot of like glue that can stick all these different artists together. The framework for like trap metal and like ragey shit isn't really built yet, which is obviously what I'm trying to do out there. But out here, it feels like that's been going for a few years now, and I'm talking to Wendigo, Dillinger, and all that shit. Like they've actually seen the come up of trap metal, and not necessarily trap. And when I'm saying trap metal, I'm talking broadly speaking, like the whole rage, like X and all that shit. Like they've seen that shit in the country they're in, probably been to that state, and like kind of just like been more like in touch with the music scene, whereas we just kind of get shit fed whatever makes it over here on the internet, So I find that there's some artists that we really like in the UK, and we've mentioned shit out here, and they've been like, the fuck, who like what, that guy's shit, just because like the UK like different shit, and we're very like driven by drill in the UK. Like the UK drill is frontlining everything right now, and it has been for many years. Second to like just standard rap hip hop kind of shit.
You guys got a strong hip hop scene.
It
started
hugely. Yeah, we were mad. I'm not going to talk about the history of it because I don't know shit. But like we took a lot of inspiration, I think, from America, and then made our own little like amalgamation of whatever it became. And yeah, but it sucks because we've found, well, at least what I found while I've been here talking to people out here, the music scene out here is a lot more accepting of just like different new shit. Probably because it's been going on for a long time, and in the case with the UK, I feel like we're like maybe a couple years behind here because we're still in that phase of like music's got to be this, music's got to be this sound, otherwise it's kind of weird and we're not really cool with weird shit. Like it's kind of just feels a bit more standoffish.
Well, I think America's always kind of been like, if you're talking music and entertainment, like the forefront and kind of pushing the boundaries on that. But I think as the internet kind of becomes more prominent, and especially as we move into like Web3 and stuff like that, you're going to see a lot of other countries and a lot of other areas start to have more prominence in pushing the sound of music.
Yeah, crazy. Yeah, I'm mad excited for Web3 as well, and the whole metaverse thing. That shit is like so interesting to me at this point in time. I've been like fucking studying all the, because like I genuinely think that this Web3 thing is going to be like the next, like, I mean, it's literally like the internet coming out again, in a sense.
Well, you think social media was, Web 2?
That's what I'm saying, and the fact that like to think that there will be some people who just kind of sit, like, do a 9 to 5 from their room all day and just live in the metaverse. And like have some shitty apartment, but in the metaverse they've got this like mansion made out of Bitcoin and shit, So like there'll be think about it, like the kids that grow up, like my generation's children will be growing up in a world where they're able to fucking like literally choose a different world to live in, like our generation probably think that'll never happen, but you gotta think when people are born into it, it's a completely different story.
Yeah, they feel differently about it because you got like our grandparents and shit, or like
and they just can't pick it up. And I'm really scared of that happening to us. Like, oh, what if we can't, like, we just get too old that like that kind of like.
I feel like our generation's smarter though, and I feel like a lot of older people disagree with me, but I feel like as the generations go on, people get smarter.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely be more like understanding of it. But I think the average person will probably just not look into the whole like I'm a nerd. I'll probably understand this shit when I'm like 90, but hopefully. But yeah.
But no, America is definitely as far as that whole scene more developed, but the UK has been coming in strong. You guys had Scarlord, of course, who I know you're very familiar with.
Yeah.
I know you guys had Skepta. I was big on. He's not
Yeah.
really in the same scene, but like he was the
No,
first
he
UK
was,
artist that I was really on
and he
personally.
was quite he's quite aggressive too, like with his
Yeah.
flow and delivery. But yeah, yeah, we had Scar. To be honest, there's actually not many people coming out of the UK, like, or really breaking through. Like, I mean, it's literally, if you look at the UK, this isn't even on some like ego shit. Like, if you look at the UK, it's Scar. Then it's me. You know, in like,
I
like
really can't
clout
name
and
anybody
shit.
else, honestly.
But like, you know,
from
so
the
it's
UK.
like, it's cool having the name like our biggest trap metal artist in London,
Yeah.
but like it's also not cool because there's fucking nobody. I mean, I've got loads of really talented friends, but like I said, that mold to get through to then actually do it is so hard in the UK. You know.
Do you feel like it's harder to blow up over there than it is over
Dude,
here?
I mean, that's why I'm here now, because I feel, you know, I'm always looking at shit from business mind and shit, and I feel like I can genuinely do better for myself out here, because regardless, I'm still representing the UK.
Yeah.
Wherever I go, I can still benefit the UK while I'm out here doing, like, getting myself bigger out here. You know, I want to be like the new kid on the block in America and shit, and just fucking, you know, just be this fucking screaming Brit kid going around. But at the same time, I do want to fucking progress my country, and I just feel like this, you know, even when I come back, it's still progressing at the same rate.
Yeah.
So, you know, yeah, I just feel like that was the move, and I want to spend a lot more time out in America. I feel I just love the music culture here. It's just crazy, you know. There's just so much. It's so much more like inviting.
Why do you think? Do you like have any? You think there's any reason why, you know, the music scene is the way it is over there compared to the United States, over here compared to the UK?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just the fact that it's so washed out with drill and with like, just, I don't know, it's weird. Like, I don't want to like pressure this topic to a point where it's like, this is what it's really like in the UK. The UK isn't going to shut you down for fucking like doing whatever you want to do. Like, it's not like that. But it just, you know, I've been doing this shit for like 4 years. I've seen people come and go. I feel like I've got a good opinion on how what it feels like to be in a UK trap metal kind of scene. Yeah. And it's nice. I love the scene. I'm not fucking dissing the scene. It's just like, it's so hard for us to break through into not mainstream, but that stage further, you know.
Do you feel limited? You know, you refer to yourself as a trap metal artist and stuff like that. Do you feel limited being under that banner? Or do you feel like there's a wide range of sound you can kind of get?
You know, I used to care about like the name trap metal holding some sort of fucking like shit name, like resemblance, right? And I kind of stopped feeling that way, because it did get a bit better. Like, it's gotten a bit better recently, I feel. And like, you know, the whole clangy fucking basic ass like classic trap metal beat where it's like, you know, you've got the snare that's just like some metal sheet sound, and like, you know, just the crazy out of the water like distortion that just doesn't make any sense. That shit, I haven't been receiving any beats like that, so I feel like there's, you know, the scene's kind of saying, okay, yeah, cool, that's kind of out of the way now, which is nice to see. But yeah, so I used to care about like saying, oh, I'm not a trap metal. I used to say I'm a rage artist. I mean, I still do. I am a rage artist in my eyes, but I don't feel no shame saying there's, you know, I'm a trap metal artist. I don't think I'm limited by saying that. I think it actually does quite, you know, describe us quite well. I'd say it's more going in a hip hop direction rather than a metal direction, and I think that is the future. I'm not gonna lie, because metal heads are great and I fucking love them, but they are very opinionated and very they're kind of like a if it ain't broken don't fix it kind of type of people, I feel, respectfully, but hip hop is booming right now.
It's more of like, I guess the trap metal shit is more like, it's got like more of a hip hop structure to it.
Yeah, I mean, it just does. It is more inherently hip hop, in my opinion.
Which I think, like you said, it's moving more towards that. Which I think you know, for where we're at in 2022, like just not even in music, just the way the world is, it makes more sense.
Yeah, I mean that's why I call it rage rap, because it is. To be honest, I think rage rap is better because it's not actually inherently metal, unless like I mean I'd class people like Ghostmane maybe as like actual trap metal.
Yeah.
Because they are inherently more metal. But I'd say you look at, I mean, even say look at Scarlord, Darky, Camiada, fucking NASCAR, everyone, name all of them, and they're all more hip hop influenced than this metal influence. I feel like, you know.
Yeah, definitely. But you can hear definitely the metal influence.
For
in
sure.
Their sound,
Yeah.
I'm
not saying
too.
they're not metal. I mean, yeah, all of them are metal as fuck.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, completely. Yeah.
So where do you grow up?
I grew up in so I tell people I'm from London, but I'm not. Because I mean,
Just you don't feel like explaining it, basically.
No, I can explain it. Yeah, because like,
so no, I get it. I'm from a small town right outside of Boston.
Oh, for real?
And nobody knows who the fuck it is. It's always like, oh, where is that? So I always say I grew up outside of Boston. That's what I always say, because I don't feel like explaining.
So I grew up like an hour and a half outside London, and that's in a city called Oxfordshire or Oxford. People might know Oxford University and shit. Kind of like, what's it over here? You got fucking, what's the big university over here?
There's a few of them.
Harvard's
a big
Harvard,
one.
Yeah. Harvard.
Harvard is
Harvard's
a big one.
So it's like kind of Harvard level or some shit like that. But it's like the nerd kind of fucking capital of the UK. So every time I tell someone, oh, I'm from Oxford, they're like, oh, you posh. And I'm like, yeah. So, you know, so I've kind of got like a bit of like a posh Londoner accent going now because I picked up on like all the London dialects.
So you said it's crazy because like, you know, over here like American accents, right? You know, I have more of a northern accent. Yeah, it's kind of evened out since I've lived in the South. See, it was actually
I only noticed yesterday you had it like a different accent to like fucking I don't know like Patrick. So it was like oh, I kind of understood like the inflections. Like
I'm from this area of the country.
Okay.
So the way I talk is more influenced from like over here and shit like that. Cool. But I moved down to the South, so I'm hearing all the Southern accents all the time. Like the girl I'm talking to right now, she's hella Southern accent. So that shit kind of rubs off on you a little bit and it kind of evens out your sound.
Okay, yeah.
But like, then you got like more West Coast and Midwest shit. I didn't realize there was different. I guess I didn't think about it. It makes sense. There were really different like dialects over like the UK and shit like that.
What's it between the UK and America?
Yeah, because remember we talked about grime music last night?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't understand half the shit they're fucking saying. And you're like, so there's a different dialect.
Yeah, we got slang coming out every month. There's a new word for some shit, you know, and I kind of like it though. It's mad funny when some guy just says some shit and you're like, the fuck does that mean? Like, oh yeah, that means like, you know, weed or some shit. And I'm just like, makes sense, you know. It just makes So, but yeah, we love our slang, and I feel like it is also our downfall because it's like we were like, oh yeah, let's make that be what makes us unique and shit, and then it kind of just made everyone else not understand us. So I'm constantly in this battle when I'm making music. It's like, damn, I'm like worldwide. I'm not just like some. I'm actually bigger in America than I am in the UK.
Yeah.
So
you've grown at a pretty fast rate. Too,
it's gone crazy the past couple of years. Yeah, and it's gonna go crazy again. We're gonna just I've got a crazy plan anyway. What was I saying?
we talk about dialect.
Yeah. So we're just coming up with hella slang all the time, and it's fucking annoying because no one understands us.
Yeah.
And that was it. I'm having an internal battle with every song, just trying to say like, oh, will they understand if I say that? Or
I can I can understand what you're saying and shit like that, and I think that's important for a lot of UK artists blowing up in the United States and in other countries. Because like we was talking about grime, like gigs. Bruh, I don't know what the fuck you're trying to say in your songs, bro. I'm sorry. I have no idea what you're saying. I can understand you. I can understand Scarlord. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And even some of the words, like, you guys will, like, phrase something differently and use different wordings for shit than we do. And I'm like, but I can understand it. I'm like, oh, they say that like that? That's kind of cool.
Yeah, you know what I mean? We're changing up everything. I mean, there's, like, probably, like, 20 different ways to say the word knife. Like
you guys they got knife crime. We be talking about gun violence in the United States. They got knife crime over there.
It's real though. It's a real problem out there. I'm not even kidding. Like, you know, you get stopped in the street all the time by someone saying, "Oh, do you support knife crime?" And you know, do you want to donate? I've done it a bunch of times. And like, and you know, I've got friends who carry knives on them, which like, it's kind of like
Got
Yeah.
some form of protection, I feel
Yeah,
like, at
and you're
least.
not. I don't really like frown upon them for doing it because the situation in London is like such a head fuck that it's like if you're involved in the wrong kind of crowd, you kind of just have like you just don't anything can happen
Yeah.
and like it is like it feels a lot more dangerous than it is out here in terms of like you just don't really go out too late or too when it's dark and shit. I mean, people will be calling me pussies in the chat and shit. Fuck you, but I'm just not trying to get jumped
I mean,
because
yeah,
everyone gets
you-
jumped in.
You
in
gotta be
London.
careful, realistically.
But yeah, you'll get jumped. Like you'll get checked. You'll get all of it. I haven't yet.
Yeah.
But I mean, look at me. I'm a fucking walking "Hey, mug me" sign. So you know. But yeah. Thanks, truck. But yeah.
Yeah, fucking always hella noises going on in New York and shit. But like, no one's got guns over there at all.
I mean, you could get one if you're in with the wrong people, but you
Yeah.
have to be pretty deep. I feel.
That's so wild because me and Drew were fucking in traffic today, and I was like, I'm open to living outside the United States, but the first thing I searched was fucking gun laws.
Mm-hmm.
And the only 3 states have the right to bear arms: the United States, Mexico, and Guatemala.
Have you got a gun? Have you
Yeah,
carry a gun?
bro, I carry my Glock all the time, 24/7. I don't have it on me right now because I don't. You can't
had
have
to
a
use
Glock
it?
in New York. Yeah, but you come visit me in North Carolina. I always have my gun on me, 24/7.
Crazy.
I'm in the house with my fucking Glock on me,
Damn.
cooking
Isn't-
food.
I heard there's
Like-
I heard there's like like people get pissed off out here if you're like is it called like concealed carrying or like open carrying or some shit?
In New York, you can't have a gun at all. New
Yeah,
York's the
I mean,
most
it makes
strict in the
sense.
country.
To me, that makes sense.
Period. But like no, like you go a few hours north of my home state, New Hampshire, you can conceal, you can open, you don't need a license, you can walk in a store, buy a gun, and walk out.
No, but what I was saying
You
is,
can buy a shotgun.
don't
at a
like
Walmart
people
in
get
North
kind of
Carolina.
pissed off when you say when you like open carry or some shit? Isn't that like?
No, it's fine.
Oh, okay.
Depends. I guess it depends on what state you are, but America's gun culture is not like.
Oh, okay. Mad. Okay.
I
Yeah.
guess some states. I guess what you're getting at is because the law is different for every state. Some states don't allow open carry at all.
Oh, okay.
Some states you have to conceal.
Damn.
Um,
Yeah, I found it just mad. It like tripped me out when I was in the fucking. I mean, this is like dumb, but like, I was in the airport and the fucking, the first thing we see when we came into JFK was just like, a dude with like fucking guy holding a whole rifle, guy on a
Yeah.
fucking gun on his fucking side and
Yeah.
shit. I was like, okay, cool, I could die.
they don't have. You guys just don't have. Police don't have them over there.
Well,
either?
you'll see
Like,
it. You'll see like armed feds in like maybe like banks, maybe
Yeah.
near the Buckingham Palace. You'll see them everywhere. And like airports maybe as well, probably airports too. Yeah. But and a lot of the time, like if they've got a gun in public, it probably doesn't even have bullets in it. It's probably just like
Just for
either
show.
pellets or just doesn't shoot. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it would be a very bad idea to give guns to the UK because I think, everyone would just go crazy and start killing each other because we're very, like, fuck you. I don't care about you
Yeah.
kind of like, you don't really care about anyone you don't know kind of thing. So
Nah, I think at this point it's just also like so ingrained in America's culture you literally can't like
Yeah, for
just
sure.
remove it at this point. But fucking I don't know, the dude that invented the blueprints for a 3D printed gun is from the UK. So
Oh, swear. I mean, I'm not surprised.
don't-
we're creative cunts. So yeah, I agree.
But like can you get like a hunting license over there? Like can you get like a rifle or a
I
shotgun
don't.
and
I
go
mean,
hunting or
I
whatever?
don't know, man. I don't. I've never like tried hunting. I mean, you can go to a firing range and shoot a shotgun at some like clay pigeons, but that's as far as you can really go. But I don't know about hunting. I know people do hunt, and a part of me feels like you can just do it, but I don't know. So I might, yeah.
Yeah, I don't
I
know.
think you can just go and hunt some shit, but don't like do that.
just don't have a gun anywhere outside the United States.
Yeah, word. I mean, like the closest thing I've had to holding a gun is my dad has like a fat airsoft rifle, but that's it. So yeah.
Word. But shit, what was growing up in Oxford like? You said it was like just a mad nerdy area.
Yeah, it's. I've said this like a million times, but it's like, it just didn't feel very welcoming in a way, which is why I found London. And when I went to London, it was all just like, we love music. Like you can go up to someone and say, before you even ask what their name is, you can be like, what music do you make? Because everyone makes music. In my
In
age
London?
range. Yeah, even if they're doing fucking like just working a job or in school, like they're probably making music. So it's always fun because like every time you meet someone, I get to have this ego trip, like, "Ooh, I'm this big
Yeah.
rapper," you know. So yeah,
But now London's. I mean, I know you said the UK is kind of lacking to America as far as music scenes go, but London's got a fairly strong music scene. A lot of artists blow up
For
over
sure.
there before they
For
actually
sure.
blow. Like
Yeah,
Lil
yeah,
Peep
yeah.
blew up over there.
Yeah. I mean, he
He's
spent
up
a
over
lot
there
of time.
more.
He spent a long time in London.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
And then 6ix9ine, who I mean I'm not a fan of, but 6ix9ine blew up in the UK. And
Yeah, he was
before.
booming. I remember, and I was banging his tunes too. It
I
was
think
like,
everybody
that
was.
shit was crazy. It
But
was just-
after a while, it just like, bro, every song sounds the same.
Yeah, no, it did. But I
Like-
loved the chaos that it brought. It was very fun. It was a fun time.
Yeah.
Like, I think he's a bit of a prick, but like, he's funny as fuck. So, you know,
But shit, when did you what got you into music initially?
it was all on accident. I genuinely didn't do music at all. I didn't have any intention of doing music until, well, I was doing like graphic design and shit before, and I was a graphic designer since I was like 11, and I did like animation and stuff. I started doing YouTube intros for YouTubers and shit, and we were like some of the first to do that. And then I went to my first ever gig in London, which was also my first time being in London. That was a Scarlord gig. Being like a mad like trap metal fan, it was my first experience hearing. It was the first time I heard Peep. It was the first time I heard people like Killy. It was people I heard like first time I heard. I just like it was my first experience really like experiencing music, you know, authentically. You
So
know?
wait, you went? Was this a show you went to?
Yeah,
Like,
it
they
was-
were all performing.
No. It was like it was Scarlett's gig, and his DJ was like just
Okay,
playing
they
all
were
these
playing
mad
Peep
tunes,
and
and I was
shit
like,
like
whoa,
that.
there's this whole like every song that we're
But
playing.
you
It
were
was like,
you
what
were
the fuck is
into
this?
Scarlord at this point. That's why you.
I used to be like a massive Scarlett fan, and
Gotcha.
and yeah, he at the end of the gig he came out and just kind of like spoke to everyone for ages, and we just chilled with him, and he was like, we were just doing the dumb like fan shit, like, oh yeah, should I start rapping and all this stuff,
Yeah.
and he was like, yeah man, fucking do it, and now like him saying yes to doing that has kind of like created his like only like rival in the UK, which is kind of funny. So yeah.
So shit, when did you hear Scarlett for the first time? What was that like?
Oh god, I mean it was, I think probably through like Spotify recommended. I was listening. I used to be huge X fan. Well, I still am. I listened to X all the time, and then like it was when Spotify started doing their like suggested songs and shit.
Yeah.
And Camiada was on there, which is now also just full circle because I'm talking to him now, and it's crazy.
Yeah, Kami's cool dude. Shout out to
Yeah,
Kami.
like all that space god shit that he used to rap about. That shit was fire. So it was him. It was Kami. It was Project. It was fucking and Scar came along, and that was like his that was some old like his shit before Heart Attack, and then I saw on YouTube homepage Heart Attack came up, and I realized I was like, who is that guy? And then I realized it's Mazzy Maz, who Scarlett's old channel, and I used to
Yeah.
watch him, and it was like I was like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah, it's like night and day, like totally different people almost. But
Yeah,
I
word.
respect it still. You know what I mean? Heavy. Like his YouTube channel was like he was like totally different, and then Scarlett was like this dark character, and I'm like, it's very interesting.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah,
The contrast is very interesting.
yeah,
But
man.
which is okay because you know you look at music today, it's kind of like professional wrestling.
Yeah,
You're literally allowed to take on characters all the time, and
100%. Yeah. And it's
but-
weird because I'm going through like a character questioning myself moment. I don't know. I'm just like, I'm Darky's an interesting person. He says a lot of shit, and it makes you question everything. And I'm like, oh shit, now I've got to, like, he's very smart. Not gonna lie. And it's nice to know that he cares enough to say his opinions on my shit. But like, you know, like I said, I was never planning to be a musician. So I've somehow got this far already with whatever combination of decisions I've made so far, and it's been very difficult. And then coming out here and seeing how people who are in the same position as me, who are up and, well, I'm not saying up, fucking hell. People who are doing all right, you know, like Biv and stuff, and seeing their work rate, it's made me like realize, oh, okay, so like I should be approaching my work this way. This is how other people do it, and like their system works. Like I've had a lot of not issues, but just like a lot of like mental turmoil of just like how you know, is this the right decision? Am I mixing this right? Because I don't have any I don't play any instrument. I'm not even like musically talented like that.
Yeah.
So you know, but like so I'm just studying like 200% everything. But yeah, and yeah, Darky's helped with that like crazy. He's given me a hell of advice. And,
Yeah, no, he's a really good person.
When I get back to the UK though, I'm fucking shit up. I'm not even kidding. I'm ready. I've been thought about everything. So I'm always plotting.
I think it's kind of natural, especially in someone who's in your position, to kind of have those thoughts, because it's not like this isn't like an everyday thing. It's like all of a sudden it's like you have fans, you have people that listen to this thing called music that's just organized noise that you somehow make.
Yeah.
And it's just like, and you have, you know, more money than you would probably working like a regular job now. So it's just kind of like, and you have all this time. So it's like, I think it's very natural for someone in your position to kind of feel like, you know what I mean, a little standoffish, like what the fuck is happening.
Yeah,
you know
literally. Yeah, it's not like overwhelming. I'm fine. It's just yeah, a lot of big like life decisions are like in the process of being made, and it's just all just like, whoa, this is huge. And then there's also just like the feeling of like, you know, and this is what Darky told me. He was like, you should be fucking what's it called when you manifest shit? He's like, you should be manifesting stuff. Stop talking about what if it doesn't happen. But I'm just sat here thinking, like,
you can't have that mentality.
Like I still have that kind of like, oh, you know, I've gotten so far and I've worked so hard, and it's like, you know, what if I lost it? And but that's good, because that drives me and it makes me go like, okay, so I just have to make sure I don't fucking lose this shit. But yeah, no, I'm just so passionate about it. I just gotta keep going and fuck it up when I get back to the UK.
So did X get you into music initially? Like, I know Scarlord made you want to make music, but did X like really get you into like a music fan?
Probably. Well, X is how I got into hip hop. I never really like fucked with rap like that. I was doing like EDM and dubstep and shit.
That we listened to as like a kid.
Well, yeah, as a kid, like on like the school bus and shit, I'd have like Skrillex and shit open and just playing like all that shit. That was crazy for me. And then like Monster Cat came out. I don't know if you remember Monster Cat. They were like huge in the EDM scene on YouTube, and I loved all that shit. And then X was like, I always like the more aggressive shit, like whether it was dubstep or EDM. I always like the more aggressive shit. And then I guess when I found out there was aggressive hip hop, I was like, oh cool, this is sick. So this is like, I can get to hip hop now. And it went from there, spiraled on after that. But so my first experience with music was actually just dubstep. I think I can remember the song.
What was it that you heard? Was it Skrillex initially? You just
it was actually just some like it was on this. I'll have to find it. I have it somewhere on my iTunes. I'll have to find it. I'll find it later. It was like the actual first song I ever listened to, and it's because I just remember like remember when iTunes was like, oh, you have to pay 99 cents or 99p for the song, and then you download it and it's your song. Now we've got all this like streaming shit. I still have it on my iTunes from when I actually bought the song. So, yeah.
So shit, what was it like growing up in Oxford? I know like we kind of went over like, you know, you said it was kind of boring out there. What was like school like? What was the home life like?
Well, yeah. School was okay. Like kind of feel like I had like probably the average kind of like bullying and shit. But yeah, no, school was okay. I'd got essentially just okay grades. Like I got like and shit. And then college was when like for some reason I decided to just kind of just like do a whole like rewrite of myself.
You
and
became
shit.
a bad lad?
Not really bad. I mean, yeah, kinda, yeah. But more just like just like edgy lad.
Yeah, you were edgy lad at that point. You weren't all the way bad.
Yeah, I went deep with it, and then I looked like a prick.
Yeah, angsty lad.
And then I kind of fell back a bit, and now I'm me. So, but yeah, no, you know, family and shit. I've always been like mad supported by my family.
That's good. I think a lot of people don't appreciate that enough when it happens.
Yeah, although I did like, my parents did split up when I was, like I think I was 1 or some shit. So I haven't had like any contact with my biological father for fucking over a decade or maybe longer. And yeah, that's a weird thing that I'm dealing with too, because it's like, do I message him? Do I?
Hey man,
I'm like 21 now. Like, do I? I'm a guy. I'm a grown ass man. Do I go talk to my dad, or do I not? I don't know. I'm just weird.
This kind of, I guess that depends on how you feel.
Yeah,
thankfully,
I feel.
I'm one of the only people in my friend group who was fortunate enough to have a dad. So you know, I really like appreciate that. But I guess that's a few of my friends got in contact with their dads again later on in life, and they're glad they did. A few
Yeah.
of them were like, "Nah, fuck that guy." That's just
Yeah.
kind of how you feel at the end of the
But it's
day.
more
you
of
know?
like, what if like, I mean, I don't know anything that he's doing. So like, what if like I don't know how old he probably is, but he's probably like in his like 50s, 60s or some shit. So I'm just like, are you gonna die soon? Like,
yeah,
need
like
to
it's
go-
worth my time.
do I need to go see you before you die? I'm gonna regret that shit. Like, but it's all kind of like jokes at the moment, so I
Yeah.
don't really know. Like, yeah.
Your mom kind of raised you herself.
Shout out Mumsy. Yeah, no, she's done everything. I'm so grateful to have my mum. When I was like, it must have been like 6 or 7, my stepfather came in the picture, and he's done a lot. We've had our fallouts and shit, and that's sorted now, which is great. But yeah, no, a lot of love to my mum. She's done everything for me. Yeah, basically, I'm hoping like once I get up, I can do some shit for her. I want to, you know, buy her a house or some shit.
Yeah, definitely.
Because like, yeah, she's always had like money issues and stuff. I want to just like fix that for her. That would be nice. And
So
then,
she had to work very hard growing up.
oh
and
wow, yeah. I mean, we
definitely
were
make
on
everything
what in the UK we call it benefits. It's like it's like
It's kind of the same thing over here.
do you have benefits? It's like when you have child
Yeah.
support or some shit.
We have like Section 8, which is like housing, and then we have
yeah,
like
we were
EBT,
in like
which
a
is,
like a
food
council
stuff
house
like
and
that.
shit, and we were in like I remember my mum telling me that she used to like she'd like we'd have like £50 to last us the whole like 2 weeks or some shit, and she'd just spend it all on food for me, and she'd just eat like crackers and cheese and shit, and I was just like
Sacrifices, man.
yeah, and she's always like, and it makes sense now because she's always just like even as a kid, like she spoiled me rotten. She like anything I wanted, she'd just want me to have like the best life, and so yeah, a lot of respect goes to my mum just for that, and I'm gonna pay her back one day. So
Hey, shout outs to Bad Lads mom. That's a big commitment from her.
100, yeah.
But so high school, you're in high school, you know, college is coming around.
Yeah.
You said going to school for graphic design. Is that what you're in college for?
Well, no, I was yeah, kind of. Because obviously I did graphic design from when I was like 11, so I'd kind of already learnt it. And when I went to college, they were kind of just teaching me the shit that I already knew. I was kind of losing my mind a little bit because I was kind of teaching the back of the class, because they would just, instead of going to the teacher, they'd just be asking me like, oh, how do I save the fucking program or some shit. It's just easy, some easy control S shit. But yeah, so I just kind of lost my mind and just left. This was when I also went to the Scarlet gig, so I was in some kind of like ego moment where I was just like, yeah, I can do this shit. And then I left after like in my first year. I left college.
Like a year.
Yeah, I got no grades. Let's go.
Now, were you like when you're in high school, senior year or junior year, even college conversation? Do you have? Is it like that over there? Is it like
no,
freshman, sophomore,
junior,
senior?
We got preschool, which is what you go to when you're like a toddler.
Yep.
Then you got primary school, which is from like I think like 7 till 12. Then when you're 13, you go to secondary school, which is from like 12, 13 till I think 16-ish. And then you've got college, which is from like 17 to, I think you do college for like up to like 4 years or some shit. If you get like really bad grades, you kind of have to resit some tests in college. So I think you can be into college for up to 4 years, and then after that you got university if you get good enough college grades.
Okay.
So yeah, university's 4 years or some shit. So
yeah, we have preschool, elementary school, middle school, high school, and then college.
Okay, cool.
That's what we kind of do. There's really nothing after college. I mean, you can get like a graduate degree or some shit, but there's really not. That's interesting. But anyways, you're thinking about, going to college and shit. Were you like hyped on that? You know what I mean? Do you really know what you want to do with your life? You really didn't know if you wanted to do music at the time. Scarlet Show hasn't really happened yet.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was kind of like a stage of like, because I was doing animation, and it was going like, for what I was doing at my age, it was like crazy. I was like, okay, I've got something going here. But some of the work I was getting, like I couldn't work my head around it. Like Google wasn't really as fleshed out as it was now. Like you can't just search, you can search anything, and someone's
literally,
you could search like such a minute little problem that was in that one software when that one time specific thing happened, and someone has done it now, and it's fixed or some shit. But like back then, it was so hard, and I got into this job that was like some animation, and it was for like a betting company. and it was all serious. They paid hella, but it took me like 9 months to do it, and I didn't even finish it because I got so stuck on one bit. And just for like a one-man project, it was just too much. So I kind of like packed in the towel, and I was just like, well, what am I gonna do if I can't actually like take this a step further? I'm gonna have to join like some sort of animation company or some shit. Which is when I was like, oh, I'm gonna get into movies, and work on like the next Transformers movie or some shit. But yeah, music just kind of came around. I was like, well, okay, I could probably do this maybe. So I gave it a shot, and first album did way more streams than it should have. And I think it's because I don't know. I think I might have just hopped on whatever wave Scala was riding or some shit. I don't know. Maybe that's just like there was some kind of like hype to me for some reason, you know.
Yeah.
And I guess people just gravitated towards that, and you know, I've got fans that still stuck with me till today, and I'm so grateful for that.
So
yeah,
you were in college at the time you went to that Star-Lord show.
Yeah. I was in college. I was like 17.
So when you said you were outside the show, you just, as fans are all talking to him and shit, you were like, should we try the music? Or should I try?
I
the
came
music
with
thing?
two friends.
Yes.
I came with two friends from college.
Yeah.
And yeah, we just kind of all just pulled up together and asked him. We were just hanging with Scar.
So what happened after that? You went home.
Yeah, it was weird. Like I had this, probably another ego moment. I was just kind of walking down the street with my mates after this gig, thinking like, this is just the most crazy experience I've ever had. Like, and that gig was crazy. Anyone who actually went to that Scarlo gig was like, and I've been to a lot of gigs now. Nothing tops that one gig because it was just like, it was the timing and everything. It was just insane. I walked out of that gig thinking I was like the craziest person on the planet. Like I could do anything. I was thinking like, I'm actually gonna do this, and I had like, I was just very inspired, like really inspired, and that's where it went from there. Yeah, just like, I don't know, because I've always been like artistic in a way, so I guess I've had somewhat of like an artistic eye, maybe like an artistic ear, I don't know, and maybe just that's just what got me through the whole first like run of it. I don't really know, but yeah, the first album did very well, and we kind of just went from there, basically. Yeah.
Well, shit. So you go home, you're on that, or after the gig, you're on that kind of that power high. When did you first decide to try to record? What was that kind of like?
Oh man, it's like so long ago, but like I had like some weird talk with my parents. I'm like, oh yeah, if you hear some like screaming or like someone dying, it's probably just me, and I'm fine, don't worry. And yeah, it was weird. I still don't even really like recording in front of people, just because that like with being like a screamo artist, you're exerting yourself so much more that it's not like I'm just talking like this and I can just talk like it's nothing. Yeah. Like, you know, I could voice crack, I could do all this shit, and like I'm actually past the point. I can record in front of people now. It's just I prefer not to. But for my whole career, it's been a massive like issue. Like and also just because in London, it's not like out here where most places are kind of like detached, or you have your own house and no one's really gonna hear you. But
yeah,
like out in fucking London, you're blocked in by all directions, front, back. You could be in the middle of a fucking block. Where I'm living in London now, we've got this like just our neighbors are so nice. They let us do whatever we want. They're great people, and I just don't want to like have them watching TV and then just hear like coming through the fucking like through the fucking wall or some shit. Like I don't want. I like to just like. I'm actually like just a really nice person. I don't want to like piss anyone off. I just want everyone to be happy. So I'm just like, So I go and record in a studio now when I need to record, or I go back to my hometown in Oxford where my parents are fortunate to have a detached house and shit, so I can just record there, which I'm gonna do. I think when I get back to the UK, I'm just gonna spend a long time just making music and just getting because what I've done up until now is I've never scrapped any music. Every song I've ever made has then been put out the next month.
Yeah.
And I've been doing that for like 3 years now, and it hurts. I've because like I said, I'm learning on the job, so there's my speed is not actually what other rappers might be, I feel. And like that's what I'm saying.
Like everybody's different too, though.
Oh yeah, I mean everyone's different. Everyone's got their process. Like I might be more meticulous with it. I enjoy like doing a bit of the song and just playing it over and over and over and over again, just because I've had so much fun making it. I'm happy with how it's done. I just want to keep listening to it, and I'll just tweak that one section for ages and then forget I've got to do the rest of the song. So yeah, but after seeing Darky, Biv, all that shit, make their music and their process, I've realized, oh, I can just kind of like throw shit together and just it might just sound fine, you know, rather than going all meticulous with it. Like I can just throw this shit together and then just do all of it, and I might get done quicker. So I'm gonna make loads of music now, you know. So that's that.
Well, you kind of like, you know, you're gonna go back and of course make a lot more music because you had a whole life experience over here. Like
Crazy,
I kind of feel like the experiences you have in life, you know, affects the way your music sounds.
100%.
You gotta have those experiences to get new ideas and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's half the problem that I've had, because this is the shit that Darky was telling me, is like, you know, you gotta just go out and fucking live a bit and make a bit of music when you feel like making music. Like for me, I'm in a situation where I'm so regimental with it, where it's like I have to have shit ready for the next month. I'm always in this like cycle of like, okay, this is like becoming work, you know. Whereas I should just be able to make a song and scrap it, and it'd be nice if I just had like 10 scrap songs.
Yeah.
That never get released ever, because it would be nice to have that selection and be able to say, oh, these are the better songs out of my collection. I'd never had that, and it would be nice to have that after this.
So you told your parents you about to start recording and shit in the house.
Yeah.
Did you already have recording equipment, or did you go out? And invest?
I had a job, so I had some money saved up, bought a mic, and I've always had like a computer on me, so because I've just been a fucking nerd my whole life. So yeah, so I bought a mic, and it was the Rode NT USB, craziest mic ever for starting out, and just went from there. It just literally just went from there. I was quite lucky that that mic was like quite compressed as it is, so I didn't really need to learn mixing that hard. But at the same time, like I'd been practicing, because I didn't have any like producer friends or anything, so I produced the whole first album. So I'd already learned how to use the program by doing that. And then I actually started by just making beats, and then I just kind of was like, oh yeah, I could put vocals on it. So I put vocals on it, and yeah, it was weird. Like my parents were kind of like iffy about it at the start. Yeah. My mum more so supportive about it, and then kind of just it went to like it started getting bigger, and my mum was like, oh, we kind of see something happening. So
when did you kind of notice it start to get bigger?
Well, it was on that first album. It was like. You know, there's no way someone just drops an album. Like, I hadn't released anything. I dropped one song and then an album.
When you started recording,
that album's trash, by the way.
And right away. You dropped the music right away. You didn't record music, hold it, and then start to.
No, I literally just
started dropping.
Yeah, I literally just straight up made the whole thing, dropped it, and it got, like I said, it just got. I can't remember how many streams it got, but it just got way more streams than it felt like it should have. It felt like there was some kind of spark there. My Instagram started doing like better, and it was just like.
What do you think kind of did that? Were you sending the music to your friends? Were you sharing it anywhere? Did anybody in particular share it?
No, I think it was genuinely probably just from the fact that like I had pictures with me and Scar on my feed. You know, people were kind of into like I was doing like techwear shit, and I think they did like a lot. The scene kind of liked that at the time, and then they found out I was doing music. I guess it was just like a sequence of events where it was just like, oh, this interesting person who hung out with Scar, and then started dressing all techweary and shit, and then started making music, and that was kind of where it ended up. So yeah, I mean, I do admit, like at the start, it was like I was like a huge Scar fan, and I admit I was like mad inspired by him and stuff, and the huge come up issue was like, oh, everyone calling me a Scar clone and shit, and that was that's good, because I've now like overcome that. I'm not like, no one can fucking call me a Scar clone anymore. Like, you know, there's so much diversity going on in the trap metal scene. I've diversified myself. If you actually ever looked at it, it was never actually the music that sounded like Scar. None of my music actually sounds like Scar at all. It was just the outfits and shit. So like, fix that. That's all good.
Over here and shit, we're like mimicking British people. Like, we'll do like fucking fake British accents and shit. Okay. It sounds like trash. That sounds nothing like you guys, right? Okay. Do you guys do American accents over there? Like, can you do an American accent?
I mean, no, I probably can't. I'm probably really shit. But I like whenever I'm doing like a funny voice or some shit. For me in my head, that it's always like an American voice. Yeah. Probably because just cartoons and shit. But I don't know. Like.
I was just genuinely curious.
I don't know. Sometimes I walk around, I'll be like, "Mother trucker" or some shit. I don't know. I don't know.
God
I don't
damn.
fucking know. A lot of people in the UK take the piss out of hillbillies, like, I fuck my sister and shit. And
That's people in Florida.
Kentucky or something? I don't fucking know.
I goddamn smashed my cousin.
Goddamn.
Goddamn got little Susie pregnant.
Son of a biscuit.
Alright, going back. Anything you want to add?
Anything I want to add? Fucking subscribe to Cult Classic, motherfuckers.
Yeah, man. Oh, where did the name Bad Lad come from?
Oh god, I mean, I've always had like bad in my name since I started. I had a channel called Bad Arts, which did artwork and intros and shit. And then I've kind of I was like, yeah, fuck it, Bad Lad, because it's kind of like UK-ish.
Yeah.
And people still don't understand the V's and A's. I'm just gonna have to deal with that for the rest of my life. Cool with that.
Yeah.
It's alright. People are stupid.
Cool. I tried to explain that to a girl the other day. I'm like, it's just.
People call me Boulevard. People call me Bodlod. A lot of the Russians call me Bidlo because for some reason that translates or some shit. I think it means like Russians comments. But yeah, I think it means some shit like asshole or something. I don't know. It's some shit like that. Or like fucking idiot or something. I don't know. It's some shit like that.
I'd say, we'll wrap it up.
Okay.
We'll definitely have to get another one in whenever the fuck you come back to the United States.
For sure. I'm back this year, so let's do
Word.
it.
Every time you come back over here, we definitely got to take advantage of Todd because, shit, I don't know when the fuck I'm going over there.
In America, watch the fuck out. I'm coming. I'm
Hey.
coming.
But
Pricks.
Oh yeah, one last question. European tour, you know when that's happening?
It got rebooked. Dates are on screen because I'm stupid.
Word.
I think the tickets are on sale now. You can cop that shit. And yeah, we'll see all of Europe in I think April and May. Pat, April and May tour?
Yeah, so it's April 22nd. It's about to be announced probably before this video gets released.
Cool. So fucking go buy some tickets and I'll see you on stage.
Guess we'll end it on that note. Thank you guys for tuning in. Call Classic Interview 54. Peace.
Shout out Cult Classic.